Come on, let's be real here. None of you expected some of the events to happen within this episode of Sword Art Online Season 3. I think many of you anime-onlys are probably starting to realize why many of us light novel readers really have been looking forward to seeing this arc animated, especially after how high quality the first 3 episodes were. So, now do you see? Now do you see why, we really like this arc and why many, say this is easily one of the best arcs of SAO? But I do want to fill you in on a fun fact. I know many looking at this episode as anime only, so be like, whoa, Kirito, he had to work for that victory. He had to really go at the edge of his seat to be able to win against that goblin, to be able to take him down. And that's the thing, though. Even though, yes, Kirito did work for it, it's one of the first, or very few times we see Kirito working for something in the anime. It happens a lot in the light novel. And I feel like, this is one thing that was never really properly displayed within the anime adaptation of Sword Art Online. Kirito was pretty much a protag given everything. He was given every single little thing. It looked like he could just win like that because he was the MC. And don't get me wrong, he is the MC, and that's kind of why he still comes out on top. But that pretty much goes for almost any story, plot armor and all of that. But you actually had to see Kirito work for that victory in this episode, which is just so refreshing compared to everything else you've seen from the anime at the very least. And this makes many light novel readers such as myself very pleased to see. Seeing how they're properly starting to display Kirito as a character, and he's not just a standard cardboard cutout that's one-dimensional. Because there's a lot going on to his character, and there's so many things you can get from this simple scene alone when Kirito realizes he got slashed and he's feeling the pain and all that. There's just so much you could gather from that. Like, number one, when he's up against the ground and all that, he's just, kind of shaking and all that, and he can't really grab his sword. It's because the pain is so bad, and he's scared. He's terrified. It's something that he's truly never felt before. Because as you know, back in the original VR games, you can't really feel pain. There's like limitations, restrictions. You can't feel pain. You can't, basically really have a lot of crazy emotions. A lot of things are kind of held back for the most part. And just seeing how Kirito felt like it was real life, you could just see from his expression alone, the way it was displayed within this episode, he felt like he truly was going to die. Like, if he did not get up, if he did not take that goblin's head, he was dead. He was a dead man walking, which, like I said, is just so refreshing. And I feel like many watching this episode is just going to be extremely happy with just the quality of the adaptation, anime onlys and light novel readers. So yeah, this is why I've always really appreciated this Underworld arc, why I love SAO, despite all of its flaws. Even in the light novel, it's not a perfect series, but despite its flaws, it's still a very enjoyable series. And if you love fantasy, you love a Sekai series and all of that, this is definitely the arc for you. Because, once again, you're left wondering, if you're anime only, what's going on here? Kirito is legit feeling pain. He feels like he was about to die, and you cannot tell me he did not feel fear. The man was obviously frightened and terrified in that moment with the shaking and all that. So, it's cool stuff. But then also, Yu-Gi-Oh, how he got in and he was actually helping out Kirito, that's also very refreshing. Because once again, this goes along the lines of what the anime has not really ever shown properly. That Kirito, it's always seemed like he's a solo man. He's a loner, and he always takes down everything by himself. In a lot of ways, he kind of does, but he has had help in the past, in previous arcs, in the light novel. And in the anime, it's never really been properly displayed completely. And we finally really get to see how someone intervened, stepped in, and actually had to help out Kirito out of the spot where he could get up to be able to take down the goblin. That was the amazing part about this episode, despite just the fear in Kirito's eyes and all that. When Yu-Gi-Oh came storming in and all that, this man really fearing for Kirito's life, trying to save this man, and then that character development as well. He's actually taken initiative and not want to do a repeat of what happened to Alice in the past. There was development going on, characterization, but on top of that, just Kirito having to work with someone to bring this opponent down. He did not have it given to him. So yeah, quality episode. Now, speaking of quality, oh my god, that art and animation is just boom. It's, oh my god. Like, seriously, I mean, I've seen some good art and animation this year. I really have. There's quite a few shows. Devilman Crybaby is a perfect show to just recognize as beautiful art and animation. And I've seen some clips of Castlevania that's on Netflix as well. I haven't personally watched it, but I have seen some clips, and it's just, it's beautiful. And then there's other select series that's also come out this year that just, stands out too. So, I mean, even though I've seen a lot of high-quality stuff this year, man, SEO is really not backing down for wanting to be, at the very least, a contender for the best art animation of this year. And if it seriously continues like this, the quality of this art and animation, and for 30-plus to 40-plus, 50, whatever, how many episodes this will be eventually, if it really continues this quality non-stop, I dare say this is going to be one of those type of adaptations that has a consistent art quality very similar to Hunter x Hunter. I mean, that was one of the reasons why Hunter x Hunter was always so praised, was that obviously it had an amazing story, and people respected Hunter x Hunter for its story, but it was the way that Madhouse Studios took it to a whole new level, really animating Hunter x Hunter and just making it so freaking amazing. And if this quality could keep up with SAO, the Underworld arc, then oh my god, like, this will definitely be a hallmarker just for SAO. It already is kind of like a hallmarker for, SAO as a series, but it'll definitely allow this series to, I think, get more popularity and allow people to really give it another chance if it just be consistent like it's doing, in which so far they're doing a fantastic job at. Obviously, it's not perfect. There is few things that have been cut, little tiny dialogues and stuff, but nothing too crazy in the grand scheme of things. So personally, as a light novel reader, I'm not that upset. You know how I get when I'm a light novel reader. I think everybody by now, if you've been around for a while, as a source reader, I can get upset when certain important scenes are cut out. But nothing too important was cut out, and I think overall there's nothing to be concerned about. It's still high quality as it ever been, and since they're willing to do 30-plus episodes, they're willing to have a slow-pace series that is properly adapting the light novel. Now, anyways, let's talk about the giant tree that was cut down, which is a very emotional part, and it really just starts to make you think about everything that, how this world operates, but also the chance you get if you, finish your calling. See, we were already introduced to the fact that all individuals have a calling that they have to do. Some are swordsmen, some are integrity knights, some are, people that have to cut down trees, which Yu-Gi-Oh technically was. He was tasked with. Individuals are all given a calling, and technically Kirito in the past, he was given a calling very similar to Yu-Gi-Oh, but, I'm not going to get into that because, of spoiler territories, but at the very least, the calling that Yu-Gi-Oh had, it is definitely something he got since he was at a, early age, and technically, if Kirito never intervened, he would be doing that for the rest of his life until he died, and his grandchildren, and then the children, it would keep going on as an endless cycle for a long time just to cut down this tree. But, see, Yu-Gi-Oh is in a very rare situation. Not many individuals, like artificial, intelligence, AI, can actually get the chance to do what they want. Because when they're given a calling, they have to do it. That's what they have to do. But thanks to him being done with it, getting done and all of that, he's able to choose what he wants, which is opening up a whole new realm for an AI to actually learn and try to figure out what they want to do, which is really cool when you think about it, because, it's obvious that that's kind of what this arc is about, AI and stuff, and since, these artificial AI, Kirito's been talking about it, and Yu-Gi-Oh's technically one, it makes you wonder, like, holy crap, this AI is literally wanting to save Alice. It thinks, Alice is a real, person, wants to save Alice, and wants to be able to become a swordsmith to be able to do that. Even asking Kirito to teach him, which is it's honestly impressive, and it really kind of goes along with how real life is as well, because there's many instances in real life where people are like, are we in a simulation? People have asked that question a lot. It's something you see commonly in real life today. People are like, is what world we're living in right now, is it a simulation? Like, when we die, will we wake up? Oh, you're getting a little excited, aren't you, little girl? But, people wake up and they're like, oh man, like, it was a simulation. That's what some people theorize that could potentially happen. So, nobody really knows, obviously, but I like how this arc really dives into that theme, just makes you think about, the situation all these characters are in, or at the very least, Yu-Gi-Oh! And all of them, they truly believe that this is real life, and that what they're dealing with is how the world really does operate. And so you gotta imagine just how that is. Kirito is kind of like this unnatural being in their world that, they can't really obviously comprehend. But I don't want to go any further than that, because I think I'll probably be diving into some really heavy spoilers if I do. But anyways, the journey begins. Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are going to be venturing out to try to find where Alice is at, which is pretty much what the main setup for the plot has been for the past couple episodes, for the first 4 episodes. It's just like, okay, let's go, find out where Alice is at. And it was just getting to this very point. Technically, all 4 of these episodes that just came out was pretty much the prologue. It was the prologue to this arc. So I'm glad to finally have this animated. The prologue is done, and I can't wait to see where the story is going to go. What you doing? You want to play? But with that being said, though, I think I want to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.